Hey guys, this is God of Politics. Welcome back to a brand new video. But before we get started with this video, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also follow me on Twitter and join the Discord. They are both linked down in the description. But in today's video, I'm going to be looking at what's called the 538 Swing-O-Matic. Now, this election prediction, you can alter the demographics of certain races and education and age and gender and certain things, and you can see that how the states will vote. Now, this video is titled What the Election Would Look Like If Donald Trump Won the Black Vote. We are going to be looking at what the election would look like if Donald Trump won the black vote, but not just that. We'll be looking at how Donald Trump can win with different demographic changes, or how Donald Trump could lose if he doesn't get certain demographics here. And so, this is the 2016 election map. There are some, different things, some things that are off, and that's because this is the 2012 demographic map being used onto the 2016 demographic map. I've also changed the third party vote a little bit, which has altered the results a little bit, but the result is very similar. Donald Trump's still getting 304 electoral votes, which is what he actually got 306 electoral votes, but in this you get 304. So we're just going to be altering the demographics, seeing what would happen if, for example, if Donald Trump won the black vote, if he lost the non-college educated vote. We're just going to be looking at different demographics. I put the third party vote at 4% because I think that's what the third parties are. The Libertarian Party, the Green Party, the write-ins, whatever people write in. I think that's going to amount to about 4% of the total amount of the votes, leaving 96% left. And we're just going to be doing the demographics. So right now with the black vote, Hillary Clinton won 91% of the black vote. Donald Trump won like 4 or 5. No, he won like 6% actually. I think it was around 6% of the black vote Donald Trump got. And while there was more third-party vote, there's other factors related to this. We're just going to be assuming Donald Trump goes from getting 6% of the black vote to getting, just over 50% of the black vote. And in that situation, he wins in an electoral landslide. And that's really the importance of the black vote for the Democratic Party. If the Democratic Party starts to, lose support amongst black voters, because black voters, the turnout rate amongst them went down heavily from 2012 to 2016, more than any other demographic group. It went from around 66% in 2012 to 59% in 2016. And obviously, you had Barack Obama on the ticket, which surged turnout amongst black voters. 2016 black turnout was very similar to what black turnout was in 2004 with John Kerry. Joe Biden, after, everything that's happened, he made some comments that people saw as, insensitive and those kinds of things. I do think that will increase the chances, almost making it certain that he's going to pick a black woman as his vice president, either Stacey Abrams, Kamala Harris, or even Val Demings is something that not a lot of people are talking about. She was the former Orlando police chief. She is now a congresswoman from Florida. But getting back to this, the black vote is not something the Democrats should take for granted, because if they do take for granted the black vote, they are going to lose big. But let's be a bit more realistic here. We'll give, from 91% of the black vote the Democrats get, we'll give them, 88 or 89. I think that Donald Trump could do a tiny bit better amongst black voters, but really it's not going to be anything realistic. 89 or 90% Democratic is really what it's going to be. To be honest, I think turnout might also go up, because assuming he picks a black woman as his vice president, I think turnout will go from maybe 59% to 62%, which will bring a lot of states back into his column. States like Colorado, states like Nevada, other states along, this on this map. I would also expect Democrats to gain more with college-educated whites. I actually do think Democrats are going to win with college-educated white voters. This is the suburban voters that have trended to the Democratic column here. I do expect Democrats to win it by the same margin that Republicans won it by. The Republicans won it by 52 to 48, or not 52 to 48, but they got 52%. I do expect the Republicans to lose 4 points and the Republicans to get 48. This would not be too much of a swing, but it would give the Democrats more support in some of these states here. The Hispanic vote, I do expect Donald Trump to gain with Hispanics just a little bit, not too much, but maybe 3% here. This isn't going to change the outcome too much. It would actually flip Florida into the Democratic column here, but I really don't think it's going to change too much. With Asians, I think they might vote a little bit more Democratic. Not really much reason for that, but I just think that you might see an increased turnout as well that you saw under Barack Obama. I think that it'll, trend 1 or 2 points to the Democratic column here. And then finally, with the non-college educated white vote, I do think Democrats are going to gain some of the losses they had with the college educated white vote that they lost. And I don't think that it's going to be an incredible amount, but it will be enough. You see, I think even 1% pushes a lot of that support. If we go from 65% here, we see that Joe Biden, or in this case Hillary Clinton, would be at 307 electoral votes. If we make it 66% here, that immediately goes to 264 in the states that flip are Minnesota, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. So if we're bringing that number down to 65%, that has substantial impacts on the rest of the map. And those are especially with these areas. And if Democrats can bring up turnout, for example, amongst Latino voters, they can get 72% of the vote, but they can also bring up Latino turnout, to say 52%. They'll do a lot better in states like Colorado, but Latino turnout is not something that is Joe Biden's strength, so I think that'll maybe go up 1 point here. I mean, this is supposed to be a high turnout election. I've actually been talking a lot about turnout lately, but this is supposed to be a high turnout election, so you might see higher turnout amongst many different demographic groups. You might see it more amongst college-educated white voters. Even if you just raise it 1 percentage point here, it does have pretty profound impacts. It actually, in this scenario, flips New Hampshire. I do expect New Hampshire to go to the Democrats here, but there's many different factors. If you lower the third party vote, it means Democrats might make more gains in Hispanics, because Hispanics in 2016 went heavily towards, a lot of them went to Gary Johnson in the state of New Mexico, which is why the number of Hispanic voters going third party is actually quite high. Also, in states like Arizona, the number of third party voters was high, and that has an impact too. And so while this number is not completely accurate, I do believe that these demographics are something that people have to watch out for come 2020. If you look at the 2016 results here, we can see that it's pretty clear some certain demographics. Republicans do better with older voters, Democrats do better with minority voters. Democrats do better with women, Democrats do better with college graduates. College graduates overall went heavily to the Democratic column, but amongst white college graduates, it's less Democratic. It was 52% Republican in 2016, and that's part of the reason that they're losing the suburbs, because they're losing those college-educated white voters. And you're also seeing an increase in the amount of Latino voters that are there, and you're seeing a changing electorate too. You're seeing more more Latinos in the electorate, and there's a deep divide amongst party too. If we're looking at this, you see here there are more Democrats. It's gonna in the United States there are more Democrats than Republicans, registered Democrats. It's gonna come down to these independents. Who can win these independents over here? But yeah, this is kind of just looking at some demographics over here. Again, this video is titled The 2020 Election If Donald Trump Wins the Black Vote. That is more of an extreme thing, how crazy can we get these demographics to go? But this is also just looking at the overall demographic results, how changes in them will help either side, and how they can change the outcome of the 2020 election. So thank you all for watching this video. Please like this video and subscribe as always. Follow me on Twitter as well. Join the Discord. Both of those are linked down in the description. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys later.